I lost something that's in the house. I just bumped into 5281 again, which is the Barack Obama, Herbert Hoover number. And when you put 21, you have, when you put 21, okay, when you put 21, you have the letter U. When you put 15, okay, when you put 15, you have the letter O. Now we're missing 5281, we're missing 18, we're missing the R. R-O-U, okay, is a tire. R-O-U-E, okay, which is this letter over here. Why does this letter work with this letter? Okay, this would say rust, and it would say the numbers 20 and 19 is 39, 93, 39, Herbert Hoover. This becomes 9, this becomes 3, this becomes 6. 3, 6, and 9. The family is 1, 4, and 7 times 3. 3 by 7 is 21 and 2. 3 by 4 is 12, and it's 3. 3, 31. 3 by 7 is 21. 3 by 7 is 21. 21. 2 and 1 is 3. 3 by 4 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. 3 by 1 is 3. 3, 3, 3. 1667, which is the Lovejoy Comet, is a total of 2,000. Now you add on, this is 9. Now you have to add on 4. Why? Because it takes the 4 corners before anything happens. 90, 90, 90, 360 degrees. You notice the way 1, 2, 3, 4 equals D? A and D come together, and A goes right over here. It becomes the 5. The 5 becomes the E. So AD connects to your electricity, because A is only 1 dot, D is 4 on the outside. So you have 4 on the outside. You have aid. You have dia, whatever that means, but if you spelled dia the other way, it'd be the day, because the I and the E are reflections of each other. It's just, here's your circle, okay? Your E would be here, your I would be here. If that wasn't it, here's your circle, your A would be here, and your E would be here. It's the same thing, 2 different worlds, the electronic world of the iRobotics, or the angel resident world of the electronic angels, AR versus ER. One is French, one is English, okay? 147 is the Einstein theory. 258, 3 times 8 is 24, 3 times 5 is 15, 3 times 2 is 6. X, O, F, Fox. 2 and 4 is 6, 1 and 5 is 6, 6 is 6. This is Barack Obama's number right here. B is 2. Hussein is 8. Obama, O, equals A and E. That's 6. When you're in the O, okay, when you're in the water, it doesn't matter where you are, you're in full contact. Do not change this number. You can change it, but all it'd be is 6 and 9 and 9 and 6. It would say IF, if I could, if I would, if I should, is the question you're always asking yourself. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 8 is 24, is 6. Back in the O, you don't change the F because it's in its own world. 6. Barack Obama, 666. The other thing, this one here, is Lovejoy the Comet. Why is it Lovejoy the Comet? Because this is what happens when Lovejoy comes, another reptilian has come into the world. Why do I say reptilian? Because this is the pregnancy of the pig of Abraham. And he only makes reptilians because we come back into this world. But they made him. They made him. 67, the water of 16, 4 times 4 is the 16 of the spirit of 67, the talisman of Saturn. When you have RO and U, which is the wheel, 9, 6, and 3, no matter which number you'd use, ask me to touch, you want the 4? 3 times 4 is 12, 1 and 2 is 3. 3 times 2 is 6, 6. 3 times 1 is 3, 3 times 3 is 9, 3, 6, 9, 3, 6, 9. 2, 3 times 2, 3 times 3, 3 times 4 is 12, 1 and 2 is 3. 3 by 5 is 15, 1 and 5 is 6. 3 by 6 is 18, 1 and 8 is 9. 3 by 9 is 27. So the only ones you get to use is 18 and 27, and that's your piano. 3, 6, and 9. 9 times 3 is 27, times 6 is 120, and 42 is 162. We're in the doghouse right now. That's what this is. 4 times 4, and half of 4 is 2. The representation in the 7 world, this becomes 6, 1, and 5. 6 times 5 is 30 creation. 5 by 6 is 30, okay? But if you turn it upside down, it becomes 5, 1, and 9. Those are the 3 vowels of A, E, and I in the alphabet. The wings are put on to A, E, and I, and you run this corner here, and you run this corner here. All these 3 go into the center over here. So you run this, and you run this. You know what these numbers are? These numbers that I'm showing you over here, I'll mark them up here. 3, 6, 5, 4, 7. 4, 7 is time. 3, 6, 5, 4, 7. Then you bring it back 1, 2, 5, 8, 9. And this is your cycle of life. Do you notice that this way we grind out, and this way it's like playing the Wheel of Fortune. It goes back, back, back. 365, 3 times 65, 1, 9, 5. The same number that's over here, A, E, and I. 3 times 65. When you get 6 times 54 is 312, which is 156 and 156, which is the same number we started over here. If we take 1, 5, and 6, if we take 1, 5, and 6, and we turn it upside down, we end up with 9, 5, and 1. A, E, and I once more. So, no matter what you're going to do, whether you're going to go out and you're going to play pool, whether you take the game of pool and where the pockets are and what letters you can create. If you take the game of hockey, between the red lines and the blue lines where the game is played inside its own expression. You have left wing, you have right wing, you have center, you have defense. There are 2 of them. They play on all 3 sides defense. Defense covers for each other. They overlap. Then you have the goalie, and he plays from the center of his net to each side. He does the butterfly to split, because the butterfly has split wings, the way we split our legs. Do you want to talk about baseball? Every single inning, for every single pitch, for every single out in the top, for every single out in the bottom, for every single inning, in the stretch of the 5th inning, into a rain delay, into the dugout where the men stand with the numbers of the players of the DH hitter, designated hitter. That's Hoover Dam right now, the designated hitter. Do you want to talk about colors? Red, white, and blue? Where they go in racehorses? Where they go in pool? In pool, you get each color in a stripe, and you get each color in a solid. Both sounds with the letters that start with the letter S. We can do tic-tac-toe. First, we use the 4. Then we use the 9. Then we use the 2. Then we use the 3. And we do the whole thing. And then wherever we make a connection, we now make a design. Tic-tac-toe is the act, is the octagon act, the act of October. Whatever that act is, the act of October is 10-10-10. Here's 1. Why is this 1? Because TTT in a row. There's no others in a row. So we would join them. We'll square out this one, we'll square out this one, we'll square out this one, and we'll join them to see what this E and this E will connect that E. Why? 1, 5 fits together in the alphabet. So now we can make the letter K out of this one over here. In this one over here, it's on the other side. We have 2 C's, we have 1 E, we have 1 O. We need to join them. I'm not quite sure how. I told you in this, we keep turning it. Eventually, it's going to say win. I have one of the... Eventually over here, when we go tic-tac-toe and we have 3 of them, we do it this way. Because don't forget, there's 1 letter, 2 letters, 3 letters, okay? So now that we're at 3 letters, I do it this way. 1, I and I, C, C, and C, I and I and C. You got 4 I's, you got 3 C's. You got 2 T's. 40, the 9s, how you connect everything together, or the bow tie for the jack, or the other thing we can actually do with this. We come right out to here, we come right out to here. Then we go like that. Now we go like this, and like this, like this, and like this. Now Jack has some eyes. Okay? He's got his eyes, he's got his nose, and he's ready to play his cards. Okay? His body is in here. You see his mouth? Do you ever see this? You ever see this in computers? out here, connect over here. I is a position of connecting here. I is a position of connecting here. And you connect with the O, the water. The two worlds of I, you connect with the water, which take you to create your symbol of life, which comes out of Greek. And then it creates as your H. Now my mouse ran away. Okay, before we do that, now I'm just going to jump on to something else. Something I wrote in November 28, 1988. Let's say that's 25 years ago. This is 1 month after my grandfather passed away. And the name of the poem is Wondering, or is it Wandering? Am I wandering to wonder? Because who the hell am I? To age we ponder. What is time? Time is to think, to live, to understand. What we learn in time we cannot learn by theory or thought. Thought takes time. Time is fine, and thought is theory in your own mind and in your own time. And you will discover and understand to who can and all can. If all can do, we look for answers before time is through. Yet to perceive, yet we perceive. It's too long, but yet life is so short. Yet time runneth on. Our age will perceive the theory of thought, time and age, and understanding, and the will to perceive is to understand, and runneth of life as life runneth on. That's something I wrote 25 years ago, and this is what was given to me close to 10 years ago, okay, when this all began. Dragon Ball Z theory, okay, 4, 2, 8. 4 times 2 is 8, 8 times 8 is 64. For the love of man is what it means. The support, this is German, okay, the return of the SIG test, PDA 24/4/2003. On the bottom, it says NB, now you can see it. You see it? And if you follow it, it's coded, and then it says all of a sudden, about all of the things. And then it goes on, and it says nothing, and I'll read it. It says, in all of the things, NBSP, NBSP, I long to believe, NBSP, NBSP, about love and the truth, NBSP, NBSP, and what you mean to me, NBSP, NBSP. And the truth is, NBSP, NBSP, baby, you're not all that I need. NBSP, NBSP. The color of the thought of what I need is the division of, and then it says spawn, pawn, the paw, spirit of Satan. 8, 10. 8, 10 is actually 8H, and 10 is actually J, also known as 1A, because the J is a 1 and an O in the numbers, and it comes back because the numbers bring you to letters and separate your letters into 2 numbers. An S is 1 and 9. An O is A and E, and an A and E can be made up on the dice. A and E can be made up on this. What you can't make up on this will say one thing, and what you can make up, you see the number 5? Well, that's a D and an A inside, creating the E. The first 4 and the last 4, because they're the same, but they're different. One is up, one is down. It says, of die alten Satan de threads kann ich nicht mehr zugefen, das nervt mich ein bisschen, wenn ich sie beava mit alten Sigs adgischen. Well, this is more like saying, I am of Sigmund Freud, I bring with me Einstein. Einstein of 8 and 10 will bring the signification of if and when, which is 9 and 6. Do you feel like a chain store, practically floored? One of many zeros, kicked and bored? Your ears are full, but your heart is empty, holding out your heart to people who never really care about how you are. So give me a coffee and TV, a little history, and I've seen enough and seen so much. I'm going blind and I am blind, and I'm braided and I'm brain dead, virtually and socially. It's hard enough for me. Take me away from this big bad wolf, this world, and agree to marry me so we can start all over again. This is the first thing I found. Lo and behold, 222. What is 222? 6 times 4 times 4 is 96, plus 14 is 110 of the Twin Towers. Then you have 96, which is made up of 8 times 3 times 4, which is 8 by 3 is 24, times 4 is 96 again. 96 plus 8 is 104, Casino War, CB code. 104 and 3 is 106. 8 by 3 is 24, 96. 104, 105, 106, 107, 111. Top story of the Twin Towers. When I did it the other way, there's 3 ways to do this. One is 6 times 4 times 4, which is 14. This is 8 and 3, 11, and this is 15. There's one more way to do this. 4 times 23. 2 and 3 is 5 and 4 is 9. This would make 105. So this number comes out to tell you the top of the Twin Towers. It tells you Casino War. It explains to you 112, which is A, all the way up to the letter of L, which is a wing of the bird. It's an L. It's a 1 and a 2. Why? Because 1 is the center of the bird, and 1 and 1 on each side is the bird's wings flying, and it's part of a chess move. So when you have 9 times, I'm just trying to think, times 4 times 3 is 27, no. 9 times 8 is 72. Times 15, no. There's another number that makes it equal 112. This one makes it equal 110. The total is 222. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8. And that's what it's all about. You see, you have 4 up and you have 4 down. But as long as you're down, you already have 2 on the ground. And your 2 arms, you already have 4 if you want to look at that revelation that way. Anyways, Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. The end of the result of pi, when we're going to put pi back together, we're going to bring it into the 7 worlds, and we're going to bring pi into the 20 worlds. All you got to do is double it. But we're going to take pi and bring it to the 7 world by adding it, and then we're going to bring pi into Earth, and then we're going to bring pi into Mars by multiplying it by 3 and 4. At the same time, we're going to use segments of the number and turn it like a combination clock by adding in only 4 numbers at a time. Every 4 numbers will do this. Because why? 3, 1, and 3. Well, how would 3, 1, and 3 work? Well, let me see if I can get this. Start from here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now if you want to go, 1, 2, 3, 4. And you keep going around this way, and then you keep going around this way, and you keep going around this way. 4 and 4, 4 and 4. And all you're going, while this is turning, this turned 1 quarter. This is 1 day. Here's another couple of days. Every time this thing turns inside, see the way we turn this way? We turn this way. When we turn inside, we automatically make 4 and 4 days go away in 1 day. In fact, in 6 hours, 8 days are gone. 4 up and 4 down. So the question is, what is life? Is it the mathematical science of saying Einstein and the letter E, I and E and I, which is 5 and 9? 5 and 9 is like A and E. Is life 8 years for the body, where the mind only gets 1 year? Why? Because we come to the electronic world at 5 and we always run it the same electronics. The 8 is the demanding of the body through the electronics, giving us the 8 and 5, 13. So that means a dog's life, if we really want to go, it would be 7 and... It would be 7 and 4. The dog's life, 7 and 4. How do I know? 6.66 billion divided by the 9 lives of the cat equals to 74. So man's life, so let's say man's life is 8. So if man lives 40 years, he's lived 5 years for his actual body, and he's lived 8 years for the mind. So he's 13. So at 40, So at 40, trying to find a pen that works. So at 40, man has lived 8 years times the body, or divided, and 40 equals 5 years for the mind. So the mind at 40 is 8 years old, and the body is every 8 years, so it would be 5 times the amount. So it makes man's body more like 200 years old. This is what's happening to right now. Do you understand? The mind is every 5 years, okay? The receptor, every 5 years. And the body is 8 years. Because we go up and down to heaven this fast through our minds, but our body goes around this way. And we're not going anywhere, we're just coming back to go to the same bed to go to sleep. Now I know I didn't explain that perfectly. I seem to have misplaced something, and it's really bothering me. Any M&Ms in the house? You know what my cats are doing right now? There's a little animal in the house that I've never had here before, and she's chasing it around. It's very small with a bunch of legs. I've never seen it, and she's probably going to eat it or kill it or something, but I've never seen it before. Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. Have a nice day.